Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again for part two of the Wild Hearts inspired reading. This reading is really just going to be focused with charms and tarot on this topic of, I guess you could say, new beginnings, the seeds of potential, what you're dreaming of, what you're wanting to create in 2025 and beyond. What's going to inspire you? What's going to be like the thing that you're really wanting to do? And what do I see for some of you? What are you creating in 2025? Or what are you dreaming of wanting to create in 2025? And so that's really the inspiration here. It's for the wild hearts, the people that are the creatives, the intuitives, the people that really are kind of aching to get out and make things and do things in the heart of winter when nothing is much is moving, and it's already really a hard time, I think, for some people to kind of get through this time, because it can feel a little bit stuck. Right now we're deep into Capricorn season, and Capricorn season to me is like the slowest season of every season. It's like mud, okay? And so for some people, like, you might feel very, very stuck. Like, it's very, very tough going, hard moving energy. And so I feel like I wanted to come on and do this reading for those of you who need kind of like some inspiration. I love the charms that came out for this reading. This is part two. I already did part one, so I'm kind of carrying on where I left off. I do want to let everybody know that all your donations are really appreciated, and I'm thankful for them. And all the links to donate are going to be in the description box as well as in the comments. And those of you who want to book a reading, you can book a reading by sending a prepayment of $100 for 30 minutes. That's also in the comments in the description box. So yeah, to me, this reading has a really cozy vibe. Okay, like just from the beginning, it had a really cozy vibe, and I still see that. I definitely see someone either looking at material to make something, like making a dress, or looking at material to quilt something or sew something. Some of you might be really into fashion. Maybe you're getting a sewing machine. Maybe you're going to start making things more. It's one of those things where I feel like you're going to be really inspired to put things together, whether it's making your own dresses or maybe making your own handbags, whatever it is. I feel like putting things together is what you're going to be doing. I also feel like this is something that's interesting that's coming through. We have this little shell here, which to me represents like water. It's like water droplets or tears. But I get my best ideas when I'm in the shower. So for some of you, you're going to want to write down your ideas, or there's going to be a lot of ideas. See confirmation right there. Coming through in the shower. I definitely am seeing that. Things that maybe you haven't thought of before, things that you wanted to do, that's going to be coming through for many of you. I wanted to talk about this Wheel of Fortune here because I didn't in part one. To me, the Wheel of Fortune represents, in this reading, this element of the unknown. It's like the question mark, right? And in that potential, in that space of the unknown, is everything, really. It's everything that you want to make, everything that you could possibly dream of. It's infinite possibilities. It's maybe for some of you not knowing, okay, what you want to do or how you want to create things or how you want to go forward. Some of you need to get out and go to like a museum and look at some art or get some art books. Some of you need to go to Goodwill or Salvation Army and tinker, do what I call tinker, where you go and you just pick things up and look at things and see what other people are making and pull things apart and buy things and make a mess. You kind of have to get creative, buy things that you're going to either draw on, ruin, destroy, and put that together somehow. For some of you, you could be honestly taking stuff apart and putting it back together in a new way. You might be really looking at things in a new way. To me, the dream or the potential that's here, especially in part two, is has to do with really the way you see things, and really like being like, okay, well, I have all this potential. What do I want to do with my time? What do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do with the things that I come across, you know? But it's allowing yourself to be curious, allowing yourself to not know, allowing yourself to be like, well, I have this idea, but I don't necessarily know if it's going to work out, but I'm just going to do it and see. You know, it's interesting. Like, I found this, I don't even know what you would call it. It was sort of like the seashell sculpture, okay, that someone had put together. And it was being sold at Goodwill for, I think, $3. And I needed something to fuss with because I needed something to like pull apart. I just needed to fuss with it. I was stressed out. And so I pulled off the seashells that had been glued to this piece of glass. And it was incredibly, and then at the end, I broke the glass. And it was like, it was one of those things where it made me so happy because I destroyed it, but I destroyed it in like a positive way. Like I repurposed it. So some of the seashells are going to be returning back to the earth and being outside. Some of the seashells I'm going to sell. Some of them I'm going to turn into jewelry. And the glass, to me, just dissipated any negative energy. So essentially, I totally redid the whole thing. And some of you need to do something like that, where you are either allowing yourself to zone out, allowing yourself to take something apart, and allowing yourself to do things with things that you have that are different than what you would normally do. So say, for instance, you have like an old coat. And I almost did this with my old coat, but I decided not to because I have too many projects. Okay, so some of you, you've got a lot of projects and you don't even know where to start. So my advice is to start somewhere. But for some, you really need to get creative with the stuff that you have. So like this old coat that I have, I wanted to cut it apart so that it was just really in pieces so that I could put it back together with a new collar. But the thing is that I didn't want to haul it around. It was a lot of material and I just didn't feel like I wanted to haul it around. So I was like, okay, I'm going to donate it. But for some of you, you need to actually take the coat apart, like literally just like cut up the material. Some of you are going to be getting creative with like, I feel like what you're wearing. Either you're going to have some alterations done on your clothes, or you're going to be buying clothes that maybe would be different or unique in some way. You're just going to have more input or more focus on the clothes that you buy. And I don't know exactly how that's going to come about, but some of you, you're dreaming about clothes. You're dreaming about like a new wardrobe. You're dreaming about maybe having a closet full of clothes. And in some way, that is one of my personal dreams where, I lost so much in this last year. I don't have a lot. And so in some way, it's a dream to have my wardrobe back. But for many of you, it is just having, maybe for some, it's having like an actual like walk-in closet or having enough space for your stuff. There's a lot of people who live in confined or small spaces. Maybe this is a dream about having a large enough space for your clothes, or maybe expanding a closet in some way. I feel like there's some element of expansion here that I'm seeing as well. But yeah, some of you need to do things that you wouldn't normally do with the stuff that you have. Whether it's take it apart or put something together that you wouldn't normally do. That's where creativity really comes from. I wanted to, pull another card here. Yeah, to me this, Queen of Swords, to me this is like winter. This represents winter time. So some of you are maybe struggling with the winter energy and just kind of trying to figure out how you make best use of your time. And some of you do need to cook more. You need to bake more. You need to do things with your hands, whether it's knitting or sewing. Those of you who can do any kind of like metal work, sculpture work, things like that, where you have a garage and you have like tools, machinery. You got to really get into that stuff now at this time. In some way, it's sort of like, in order to make it through, you need to get distracted you need to keep distracting yourself with things and be productive. But to me, this is the seed of potential, meaning there's so much yet to come from this time. So use this time wisely, is what I'm seeing. Whether it's, we have this seed here. Whether it's making something, breaking something, or being inspired by something. Definitely get into a new book series if you can. And kind of keep your childlike interests, hobbies, alive is what I want to say. Okay, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you guys so much. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. I wish you guys all the best. Take care.